Another significant contributor to skyrocketing tuition is the amenities arms race, the nonstop contest to build, 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 and the expectation that our college campuses provide a resort-like amenities package. Now, on the one hand, you need buildings to house your college. I have no objection to the president who is raising money to build classrooms for his students. That is, in fact, what I spend much of my own time doing. But colleges are less interested in building simple lecture halls and are now consumed with climbing walls, lazy rivers, hot tubs, and various spa facilities. And the most important amenity of all for the American college campus is the football team. Now, I actually love competitive sports quite a lot and believe that they can bring a great deal to the educational process. That said, college sports in America have had a disastrous effect on the quality of college education. For instance, in my home state of Idaho, do you know who is the top paid state employee? The answer is the head coach of the Boise State University football team, who makes $1.4 million annually. And the BSU coach literally makes twice the salary of the next guy down the list of highest paid state of Idaho employees, who happens to be the BSU basketball coach. On the one hand, if you know anything about BSU football, this salary actually makes sense. And so I understand why whoever is going to coach this team would rate such a salary. But it only makes sense if you ignore a lot of nonsense first. Why is an athletic team given such lopsided preference at the college? The simple answer is that the college football team is more important than the academic program. From a financial perspective, with the exception of a very small handful of football powerhouses, colleges lose money on their athletic programs every year. So what is the motivation for keeping these money-sucking programs afloat? The truth is that considered on their own, the athletic programs make no sense. But considered from a marketing recruitment perspective, college athletics are ridiculously effective. This is known as the Flutie effect, named after Doug Flutie and his Hail Mary pass in 1984 that led Boston College to an unlikely victory over the University of Miami and to a brief surge in applicants in the following years. While the Flutie effect plagues our larger Division I schools, there is another phenomenon, one quite opposite the Flutie effect, which I think plagues our smaller Division III colleges. I'll call it the Rudy effect, partly because of the 1993 movie, and partly because I'm trying to be clever and rhyme with Flutie. When a college like my own New St. Andrews College wants to grow, the single most successful growth strategy is simply to add athletic teams. By doing that, you're able to capitalize on the crushed hopes of all the high school kids who spent their high school years dreaming not of being a college student, but of being a college athlete, who nevertheless were not good enough to be recruited by a school of any significance. These students will enroll in your college with little to no scholarship money, purely for the chance to live out their dream of being a college athlete. Of course, in order to keep these students enrolled, the colleges have to significantly dilute the academic integrity of their program. So why are colleges supporting these athletic programs? Because the existence of these programs increases recruitment substantially. So when a prospective student visits a university, his visit will be dominated by touring the various extracurricular amenities and athletic spectacles, none of which will contribute to his education in any substantive way. As I've already mentioned, I love athletic competition, and I can also appreciate the need to build campus buildings. But these things should serve the education rather than the education serving these things. We've spent the last year covering the problem with Big Ed on our blog and on our YouTube channel. If you are new here or returning to view this series and you would like to follow this conversation, please go to our YouTube channel and click subscribe and click the bell icon to receive notifications when we publish new content. Or visit nsa.edu and click on the blog to read more in-depth analysis of this topic.